go and do it right here. Emanating from deep under the earth. Spreading across the globe at the speed of thought. Changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics. Hey, you Brainiacs, it's the Final Order Report, your one-stop preview for next month's best comics, and your last call to pre-order before the print runs are locked and loaded. I am Dan Merritt, Chief Purchasing Officer here at Green Brain Comics, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on what's hitting our shelves starting Wednesday, December 24th, and what you'll want to pre-order by Monday. That's this Monday at noon, November 24th. The Final Order Report and Green Brain Comics are proudly powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com or grab the mobile app for Android and iPhone. Create an account or log into your existing one to order, pay securely, and make sure you never miss an issue. Today I'll be using Comichub to spotlight items from this week's Last Call for Confirmed Orders Carousel. I'd like to start out first by showing you behind the orange banners anything that you may have assigned to your account in stock, in store, and waiting for you to pay for and pick up or have us ship out. Behind the green banner is all the menus we will be using today to show you these upcoming gems. Let's click through on that green banner and you'll see top to bottom you can search for all items. You can look for preview pages. You can see stuff that's arriving soon. That's everything on the invoice for this coming Wednesday, the 26th. And then we've got the last call menu right there. Below that, we've got search events, manga, and collected edition, all to help you get right to the pre-orders that you're interested in. Let's get back to that last call menu. Click through there and you'll see you could scroll top to bottom now. You also have alphanumeric filters at the top here behind the red buttons, and you've got drop downs to go right to publishers, categories, all that kind of cool stuff. Now that I showed you around, let's move right into our projects for the day. And the first one is the Final Order Report on Small Press Comics. And the first thing we'll show you today is Toxic Crusaders number 3. This is from a 5-issue miniseries by Matt Bors and Tristan Wright, who also did this A cover. This is from Ahoy Comics and will be available on December 24th. That's right, new comics on Christmas Eve. And from Mad Cave Studios, it's Ferocious number 2 of 5. Luke Petrosky and Emmanuel Ercolani. Also from Mad Cave Studios, Flow number 4 of 5. Gotchaman number 15. And Gunpowder Prophets, Death of Texas number 3 of 5. Cool cover by Patrick Piazzalonga. Ooh, there's also the 3rd issue of Temporal by Stephanie Williams and Isaiah Fulmore. And over at the Massive Publication, or the Massive Distribution Services, we've got Antarctic Press Dog Supreme number 2. Aerotech number 2 of 5. Tama number 5. And Critterverse presents Cricket, Agent of Unicorn. This is from writer Keith Thomas with art by C.B. Zane. Cricket jumps out of the page of Critter as she takes on a Russian terrorist cell as well as tackling her own internal conflicts. Critter has choices like completely changing the solicitation text within the 2 covers, Anyways, Critterverse presents Cricket, Agent of Unicorn, #1 of 4, with this B cover by Izaneto Adamar Sanju Navangwi. I'm guessing. And from Oni Press and Nisselverse, this is Biker Mice from Mars, #7, with a cover by Edu Sousa. And Oni Press is also putting out a 3rd printing of High Strangeness. This recent 5-issue miniseries has been selling out. This will be 40 pages for $7.99, and there is a notice that there may be a very low print run on this, so if you're interested, make sure to get your order in. Over at Titan Publishing, we get a new issue of the Savage Sword of Conan Reforged. This is revitalizing the legendary black and white magazine with vivid, all-new color restorations, with a beautiful B cover by Boris Vallejo. And from Uncivilized Books, Keenan Marshall Keller, writer and artist Tom Neely, we get a 3rd issue of this 5-issue miniseries, Jungle, the continuing saga of the humans. That will be available on December 24th. Over at Boom Studios, we've got a new issue of Minor Arcana #13 from Jeff Lemire, with this Jeff Lemire cover. And the last day of H.P. Lovecraft. This is issue 3. I think this is a 5-issue mini. Cool cover on the B variant by Anwita Satria. Also from Boombox imprint, this is Fence Breakthrough Game Changer Quarter Clash. It's got so many names. The competition heats up in the next installment of the GLAAD award-winning sports drama. The Kings Row fencing team has successfully made it to the quarterfinals, which puts them one step closer to their goal of beating Exton. But Aiden, as usual, has started to check out, and worse, no one's even surprised. Can Harvard figure out how to keep Aiden's head in the game before the team falls apart? This is the newest chapter from acclaimed writer C.S. Packett and internet sensational artist Johanna the Mad. This is Fence Breakthrough Game Changer #1, with a B cover by Sina Grace and an A cover, Johanna the Mad. And available on January 14th, the next new chapter of Alice Forever. This called Alice Forever After, from Dan Panosian, Giorgio Spalletta. Alice faces her most perilous adversary yet, her own past. It's been years since Alice returned to the real world. Now living peacefully with her endlessly curious young daughter Evelyn, Wonderland may now be a distant memory. But beyond the looking glass, things are far from what they once were, as the realm cracks and crumbles into decay. A resentful Cheshire cat seeks out the one thing that can fix what's broken, but this time it isn't Alice he's set his sights on. With time running out, Alice will have to confront her past adventures before they claim her beloved daughter. This beautiful book ships on January 14th with an A cover by Dan Panosian himself. Giorgio Spalletta on B. A 20th anniversary variant by Michael Dialanis. This reveal variant by Pascal Campion. This looks pretty cool. Nice zoom. Oh, he's eating my head. It's Alice Forever After #1 with this unlimited variant, Dan Panosian art. Available on January 14th from Boom Studios. Over at Dark Horse Comics, we get a second issue for Devil on My Shoulder from Kyle Starks, Peter Kowalski. This will be available on January 7th. Nocturnals, the Sinister Path number 4, has a B cover by Adam Hughes. Very cool. And will be available on December 17th. That's really soon. The Adventures of Lumen N continue with the 4th issue by James Robinson, Phil Hester cover. And Hellboy and the BPRD ongoing number 84. This is the 2nd issue of the Ghosts of Labrador. This is a 2-issue storyline happening in the Hellboy and the BPRD series. This is from writer Mike Mignola with interiors by Lawrence Campbell and this B cover by Danielle Serra. Also from the Hellboy and the BPRD Overse, we got the next new issue, number 85, debuting on January 7th from writer-artist Ray Allen. Supernatural, gun for hire, and shape-shifting descendant of the notorious El Bogavante, Carmen Redclaw faces a new type of monster when investigating supposedly cursed ranchland. Something is killing the cattle in the area, but Carmen has to find out if it's really a beast to blame or if humans are the real monsters here. Writer-artist Ray Allen, responsible for this A cover, joins the Hellboy universe in this paranormal Western adventure set in the 1870s New Mexico territory. This brand new miniseries and the Hellboy universe is 4 issues. Drops on January 7th. Hellboy and the BPRD. Carmen Redclaw, Belly of the Beast. B cover by Mike Mignola himself. Beautiful. All right, moving over to Dynamite Entertainment, we get the next new issue of Disney Villains Maleficent. This number 3 drops on December 24th and is written by Paulina Gonasho with this B cover by Mark Ellery, maybe? I just got a last name. Lion King number 2, also on December 24th. As will be Thundercats number 22. And Fire and Ice Necron number 1. This is a one-shot out of the shadows. After her royal spouse has burned alive before her eyes, Queen Juliana turned her back on the gods of balance and pledged her life to the wolf god Olger. In service, she bled for him. In silence, she absorbed his teachings. And then, in darkness, she gave birth to 2 sons, one conceived in love, the other from black magic. The setting in motion, the tragic events that spell doom for the realms of ice and fire. Written by Sarah Frazetta, with interiors by Jeff Isherwood. This series is got some fantastic covers. This A cover by Dan Panosian. A B cover from Jay Lee, menacing. Steve Gordon, not familiar with that name. That looks pretty cool. And this blind bag variant. Keep in mind this 40-page book, which is normally $5.99, has a blind bag variant set at $15. Yeah, I'm not getting that for the shelf. Fire and Ice Necron number 1 drops on December 24th. Also from Dynamite Entertainment, Gargoyles Winter Special 2025. This one shot is written by Nate Cosby and Greg Weisman with interior art by George Cambatis. Ghosts of Winter's Past for Eliza Maza. December is bittersweet. She loves the snowy streets of New York City and the bustle of the holiday season. And having a gargoyle boyfriend who carries her above the skyscrapers to see all of the festive lights is a pretty great perk. But the month also reminds her of an unsolved mystery from her first year as a detective, a baffling break-in that featured odd clues, a stolen family heirloom, and vague descriptions of a lumbering thing that was seen only in the shadows. As she tells Goliath one winter night, in fact, that she was never able to crack the case. She might just, in this 40-page one-shot delivered on December 24th, as an A cover by Jay Lee, B cover from interior artist George Cambatis, Roger Langridge, Oh My Stars and Garters, Alessandro Rinaldi, all for Gargoyles Winter Special 2025. And finally, from Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Red Sonja New Year's Special 2025 one-shot. There's a bad moon rising when Sonja is summoned to a mountain village under the ominous glow of the red moon. She finds herself caught in a web of deception, sacrifice, and monstrous foes. Facing betrayal together with impossible odds, the she-devil must rely on her cunning and ferocity to turn predator against predator in a brutal fight for survival. Old acquaintances Dan Panosian and Valerio Berzo raise a toast to the Hyborian age that will never be forgot in this 40-page one-shot special featuring covers by Joseph Michael Linsner, Shannon Meyer, a blind bag variant for $15. All for Red Sonja New Year's Special that is delivered on December 24th, much like the rest of Dynamite's releases from this week's FOC. And you could get your copies secured today. Over at IDW, we got a new issue of Godzilla Kaisei Era. This is number 6 from Tim Seeley and Nicola Semeja. Star Trek Voyager Homecoming number 4, Angel Hernandez cover. Star Trek The Last Starship number 1 gets a second print with this new cover by Malachi Ward. It's pretty intense. Street Sharks number 4. And we get a few of the Turtles books solicited on FOC this week. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Battle Nexus. This is a weekly shipping 5-issue miniseries from Paul Aylor and Ben Bishop. Ben Bishop cover. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder number 4. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover with Godzilla number 2. This just debuted last week. Was my pick of the week from Tim Seeley and Pharaoh P. Also from IDW, we get this next all-new Twilight Zone anthology issue from artist James Stokoe, who also wrote this issue. Each issue is a fresh take in the vein of the iconic original television series that's captivated audiences for over 60 years, with dynamic art from writer James Stokoe, who brings you the most action-packed Twilight Zone story ever. Yeah. Get the pretty art. Okay, moving on. I think that does it for Small Press. Yeah, supposed to do that. So let's move right on over to Image Comics. And the first thing on Image Comics FOC list this week is Creepshow Volume 4, Number 4. This is the B cover by Ramon Villalobos. Very cool. And we get a second issue for Final Boss. This series just debuted this last Wednesday, just a few days ago. And you could lock in your copy today from writer Tyler Kirkham, who also does the art and this cover. I read it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was kind of a big, dumb superhero kind of video game, fighter versus fighter. It was fun. All right. Hornsby and Halo, number 13, Peter Snayberg cover. I Saw Santa, a Spawn Universe Christmas story. This is the second of 2 issues in this miniseries by Andrew Sanders, Chris Killian, and Thomas Nachlik. Image Comics is offering a 2025 stocking stuffer blind bag comic, which includes one rare ratio variant guaranteed to be at least a 1 in 25, but could be even a 1 in 100 incentive variant plucked from the archives at random to delight collectors this season. You could get it from any number of Image series that debuted this last year, I guess. Sure. This is a $20 item. I will not be getting it for the shelf. If you're interested, please do place your order this weekend. When does that debut? Oh, that's on December 24th. As is No Man's Land, number 4 of 4. A long and exhausting murder investigation comes to a shocking end on December 24th. We also get a Radiant Black issue number 39 that has a Youngblood team-up variant. This is drawn by Daniel Bayliss. Rockefeller number 11, another Ghost Machine book from Francis Manipal, Peter J. Tomasi. Sisterhood, a Hyde Street story, also from Ghost Machine, from Maytal Schutt and Layla Lays. Skinbreaker number 5 from Image, Skybound, Robert Kirkman, David Finch. Also comes in a Treasury edition, a big old book at $14.99. Ooh, we're getting close to Sleep capping off. The end of Sleep is near. The penultimate issue of this 8-issue miniseries, Sleep by Xander Cannon, has this Youngblood team-up variant, which I am quite fond of. I think that's pretty cool. I love the perspective on it. Good times. And this is the C cover to Spawn 371, cover by Danny Ingrazia. Ooh, look, we get a one-shot called Gray Lady. This has only got one open order cover, is written by Adam Glass and Mike Benson with art by Ken Lashley. It's let's see, this is from Ninth Circle imprint, bringing you the best horror by the industry's top creative talent. Available on December 24th. Ooh, also available on Christmas Eve is G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero Hama Files edition for number 152. This is the secret origin of G.I. Joe, one of the most important G.I. Joe issues ever, returns in a new printing of the story that revealed the true story of how Joe Colton formed the world's most elite fighting force. Rediscover this special celebration of G.I. Joe's 30th anniversary in 1994, featuring the greatest Joe of all time in his most important mission. Every Hama Files edition will feature a special letter from Larry Hama, offering new behind-the-scenes information and special insights into the most iconic issues of G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero. This has a regular cover for $3.99. A Chris Mooneyham variant B for $3.99, and a foil variant for $4.99 for G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero Hama Files edition number 152. Yeah, there it is. Also debuting from Image Comics on Christmas Eve, it's Mirka Andolfo's Sweet Paprika Black, White, and Pink Holiday Special. Sweet Paprika heats up the holidays in black and white and pink from the world of the Eisner-nominated And Harvey Award-winning Sweet Paprika. Here comes a brand new holiday special packed with spicy, snowy chaos. It's that time of year. Snow is falling, decorations are everywhere, and emotions run wild at Infernum Press as stress, flirtation, and festive disasters collide. Paprika and her mates are doing their best, or worst, to survive the holidays. This merry mess features sexy and hilarious stories by an all-star team: Mirka Andolfo, Mark Russell, Satoshi Shiki, Zulima Scotolavina, and rising stars Alfredo Cardona, Lydia Bolognini, and Fabs Nocera. Unwrap the holiday madness Paprika style with this cover by Mirka Andolfo, Godtail, Rachta Lynn, Marco Faila, and this cover E, which I think will be polybagged. Yes, because it's so spicy. And a blank sketch variant, 48 pages for $5.99. Mirka Andolfo's Sweet Paprika Black, White, and Pink Holiday Special one-shot delivers on December 24th. Woo! All right. Ooh, this is going a little bit long. Let's keep this moving along. Void Rivals number 25 is the first issue of a 6-issue storyline. The Quintesson War begins. No one could prepare for an all-out assault from the Quintessons. Derek and Solila must lead their people in the deadliest war they've ever faced. Oops. When the dust is settled, the status quo of Void Rivals will be forever changed. We got all kinds of cool variants in this series by Robert Kirkman and Andre Bresson. A cover by Lorenzo Di Felici. Andre Bresson on B. Ben Oliver on C. A Lorenzo Di Felici foil variant. And we got these die-cut foil mask variants featuring Derek Solila. And a die-cut cover K. Check your pricing. This one's $5.99. Delivers on December 24th from Image Comics, Skybound, Void Rivals number 25. And that does it for Image Comics. Let's move right on over to final order report for DC Comics. First one up in DC Comics is Absolute Martian Manhunter number 7. This gets back to the second half of this story, featuring John Jones and the Martian checking into the Heartbreak Hotel. A cover by Javier Rodriguez, Dustin Wen, Werther Daldera, and Brant and Stein. Absolute Superman number 14. Regular cover $4.99 by Rafa Sandoval. Cardstock variants at $5.99 from Gerald Perel, Elizabeth Torque, Nicholas Draper Ivy, and here's a good one. Dropping on December 24th is Absolute Wonder Woman number 15, because you demanded it. The first meeting of Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman. The first meeting of two absolute heroes has arrived at last. The mark of Hecate at a crime scene in Gotham draws Wonder Woman into Batman's orbit in dramatic fashion. The world's greatest detective and the world's most famous witch must work together to solve a series of grisly and ambitious murders that threaten something much more dangerous coming for Gotham. And don't miss January's Absolute Batman number 16 for the second chapter of this world-shaking meeting. This first part is written by Kelly Thompson with interior art and this A cover by Hayden Sherman. We've got cardstock variants by Derek Chu, Leslie Lyrics Lee, Kyung Yom. All for Absolute Wonder Woman number 15. Ooh, look, they're doing a facsimile edition of Batman the Killing Joke. This one shot drops on January 14th. 48 pages for $4.99. While they weren't up on Comichub at the last time I checked, but there will be a foil version for this, probably a couple bucks extra, and probably a blank one too. Look at the hub soon to check out for updates. Dropping on December 24th is Batman Static Beyond number 2 and Detective Comics 1104. Immortal Legend Batman number 5 and Flash number 28. This is a KO crossover, round 6. Green Arrow number 31 and Green Lantern number 30. This is the cardstock variant by the Dodsons. Harley and Ivy Life and Crimes number 2 continues from this 6-issue miniseries. And Justice League Red number 5. These all drop on December 24th. This is Justice League Unlimited. This is a DC KO crossover featuring the Terrific 10. And the Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong Volume 2 number 6 of 7 drops on December 24th. And Superman number 33, the round 7 of 8 of the All Fight Month in the DC KO event. Look at that. They didn't have much to say about it, but it's Lex Luthor versus the Demon, round 7. Trinity, daughter of Wonder Woman, wraps up with this fateful finale. All right, and now we get this very cool 50th anniversary Treasury edition of Superman versus the Amazing Spider-Man. This facsimile edition comes in at a Treasury edition cut size, 96 pages for $19.99, and features the Man of Tomorrow and the wisecracking web slinger as they take on Lex Luthor and Doc Ock. Lex Luthor, Doc Ock. Yep. Two diabolical geniuses have joined forces to blackmail the world and exact revenge upon their two most hated foes. You get the A cover from John Romita Jr. The A cover is by Carmine Infantino and Ross Andrew. The interiors are from John Romita Sr., Neil Adams, and Ross Andrew, written by Jerry Conway. There is a Alex Ross recreation variant available, also for $19.99, and a foil version that comes in at $24.99. This 96-page Treasury edition drops on January 7th with this sketch blank variant. It's going to be very cool to have that back on the shelf. It's going to be a bear to shelve itself, but here we are. The battle of the century. Superman versus Amazing Spider-Man. Ooh, here's another landmark. It is Harley Quinn 57, which celebrates 200 issues of Harley Quinn. 200 fast, 200 furious, 200 issues, baby. We did it. I'm a certified bicentennial woman. I'm making my triumphant return to Gotham in style in an oversized clown stravaganza, and I'm bringing friends. Nope, I'm not talking about the Gun Buddies or Convoy. My very first artists, Terry and Rachel Dodson, are making their triumphant return to help tell a story about what makes me, me. Plus the epic final battle between right and wrong, or wrong and wrong, as I face down the deconspirator in a fight for the future of the Throat Cutter Hill. This issue 57 is the 200th anniversary issue of Harley Quinn. That's a legacy numbering. This series and issue are written by Elliot Kalin, with interiors by Terry Dodson and Carlos Oliveras, as well as Rachel Dodson. We got an A cover by Yannick Paquette. A B cover, this is a cardstock variant for $1 extra by David Nakayama. Classic look. In-Hyuk Lee. Jessica Luna. Aw. Terry and Rachel Dodson. Rubber Chicken. Rubber Chicken. Buck buck. Harley Quinn 57 drops on December 24th from DC Comics. And wrapping up DC Comics on FOC this week is DCKO Red Hood versus the Joker. This one shot is round 8 of 8. This is the final round. Welcome to the most ruthless fight in all of DCKO. This one, folks, is very personal. Written by Joshua Williamson and Scott Snyder, with interior art by Dustin Nguyen, and this A cover by Jorge Corona. Round 8 has these cardstock variants by Dustin Nguyen, who does interiors. Ooh. Lee Bermejo cardstock variant. Guillaume Marsh. Torrin Clark. All for DCKO Red Hood versus the Joker. Drops on Christmas Eve from Joshua Williamson, Scott Snyder, and Dustin Nguyen. Jorge Corona cover. And that, folks, does it for DC Comics. Let's move on over to Marvel Comics. We'll kick it off with a new printing of 1776 #1. This series debuted a couple of weeks ago now. From J. Michael Straczynski and interior artist Ron Lim, we have this variant cover by David Nakayama. Facsimile edition for Civil War #6. Get some details up there from Stephen McNiven. Very dynamic cover. Marvel Black, White, Blood, and Guts. Cool cover. Nova Centurion. This drops on January 7th. This is #3. And we get a facsimile edition for Marvel DC Spider-Man Team Up Facsimile Edition #1. All new Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider #6, has this artist variant by Zulima Lavina. I thought it was a pretty cool move. And Amazing Spider-Man #15 gets a second printing variant by Todd Knock, featuring Glitch. We also get a new issue of Spider-Man on January 7th. This with a cover by Pepe Larraz, who does interiors. And we also get a variant by Lee Bermejo in the Amazing Visions variant theme. Spider-Man Noir #4 drops on January 7th. As does Star Wars Han Solo Hunt for the Falcon #5. Venom 253 has this artist variant by Nogi-san. And Ultimate X-Men gets their penultimate issue #23. Drops on January 7th. Wolverine #14, I think, is going to be kicking off a new storyline. And because there's no solicitation, or there's no issue information on this particular issue, because they are advanced soliciting so far, this comes out on January 7th. I will read this out to you. Wolverine encounters Silver Sable. The flagship series returns as Wolverine crosses paths with Silver Sable in a mission to save a cadre of Morlocks. But are they on the same side? And who's got Logan in their sights? The all-new era starts right now from Saladin Ahmed and Martin Kokolo with a Dan Panosian cover. Okay, moving on. We got this, also a new story debuting in Captain America number 6. This new arc is called A World Without Doom. The aftermath of One World Under Doom has brought Latveria to the brink of civil war. Captain America deploys to protect civilians and investigate rumors of a weapons stockpile. When the United Nations Security Council adds their own loyal super soldiers to the mix, it becomes clear that everyone wants a piece of Latveria, no matter the cost. With warring factions tearing the country apart and a team of captains pursuing their own agendas, can Captain America hope to bring peace to Latveria? And is that even what his handlers want? We got all kinds of different variants for this new issue and new storyline, kicking off a very important era from writer Chip Zdarsky and artist Valerio Schiti. We get an A cover by Ben Harvey. Chip Zdarsky with a spoiler variant. Diaz Alpizar, the Return of S.H.I.E.L.D. variant, and Jose Maria Casanovas, Salvation First Appearance variant. Lionel Francis Yu and Todd Knock Iconic variant. This Ivan Tao foil variant will likely be priced at $8.50, has a bigger fist than your head, and is by Ivan Tao. This issue of Captain America number 6 drops on December 24th from Chip Zdarsky, Valerio Schiti. And available on January 7th, Marvel Rivals Luna, Snow, and the Cities of Heaven. Brought to you in full color for the first time, Peach Momoko. Peach Momoko has Sai take on the symbiotic chaos of Venom. Yuji Kaku brings Frank Castle, the unbeatable Punisher, face to face with Penny Parker. Where Penny is, Spider isn't far behind. Plus, K-pop stars Luna Snow is brought to the depths of Asgard and right into the hands of Hela. Or is it actually Hela? From writer Paul Allor, artist Michael Shelfer, and cover by Nico Leon. A B cover, an artist variant cover by Adam Warren. It certainly looks like Adam Warren, doesn't it? That's cool. Good time, fun cover. And a artist variant B from Marco Ferrari. It's Marvel Rivals Luna Snow and the Cities of Heaven number 1. And finally, from Marvel Comics, well advanced, solicited for release on January 21st. We actually have an item description on this, which is pretty cool. Betsy Braddock, Mutant, X-Man, Ninja. We only got it on the first issue here. Flashback to a time when Psylocke was reborn into the ultimate killing machine. What sacrifice did Betsy make to save the X-Men? Why did the Hand choose Psylocke to be their weapon? And what does it have to do with their former assassin, Elektra? Discover the answers to these questions and more in a lost story from the X-Men's past. It's Psylocke Ninja number 1 from writer Tim Seeley, artist Nico Leon, with an A cover by Derek Chu. Art Germ variant. Wow, that's nice. Inhyuk Lee versus Elektra variant. Not final art. a Juan Frigeri X-Men trading card variant. Pablo Villalobos. Ooh, I think that is very nice. Very pretty. A Scotty Young variant. How cute. And deadly. And a Dyke Ruan foil variant, likely priced at $8.50. Seems right. Psylocke Ninja #1 debuts on January 21st from Marvel Comics. And that, folks, does it for our final order for comics this week. But before I let you go, let me tell you about a couple of events that we got coming up. We will be closed on Thursday, November 27th, but the following day kicks off our Shop Small weekend. Our traditional 3-day sale kicks off on Friday, November 28th, runs all the way through the end of Sunday, November 30th, and we'll have wall-to-wall savings on graphic novels, back issues, and lots of other stuff. So I guess it's not really wall-to-wall, is it? There'll be discounts on a lot of big categories. Shop Small weekend happens November 28th through the 30th. And coming up in just a few short weeks, about 3, December 13th is our bi-monthly drink and draw, hosted at Downey Brewing Company and co-hosted by Blick Art Materials and Green Brain Comics. Pencils, markers, paper, and more provided, all on December 13th from 7 to 9 p.m. at Downey Brewing Company. Check out their website, downeybrewingcompany.com, for more information and directions. Our pals over at the Senate Theater will be having a matinee showing the day after. I got my dates wrong there. That should be December 12th. Friday, December 12th. Just a correction there, folks. Okay, the Saturday after our next drink and draw is Rankin and Bass Holiday Shorts. That's Saturday at 3 p.m. Kids 12 and under will be admitted free for this holiday matinee of Rankin Bass Holiday Shorts. And then the following Monday is our next monthly Brain Candy. This is episode 73, presented for no charge inside Green Brain Comics, put together with the help of the Green Brain Candy Network. This event features 4 different area creatives, including poetry from Jennifer Blackledge and the visual arts of Mia Moberly. Stay tuned to our website and event page for more information as that develops with the roster. Brain Candy number 73, Monday, December 15th, 7 p.m. And I'd also like to thank our pals at Klezmergeddon for the intro song for our final order report this week. Yes, indeed. Okay, all the comics on this week's Last Call. That's all these comics are on Last Call this weekend. You've got until Monday at noon, November 24th, to lock in your pre-orders for these and many more. Make sure to send and confirm these items in your Comic Hub cart before the deadline. Thanks for tuning into the Final Order Report. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All the links you need for our shopping cart website and Comic Hub are right below in the description. We've been spreading the love of comics and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Thanks for watching, folks. Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics.